Alright guys, I figured I'd do another little quick video. I tried making a longer one and couldn't edit it up in time, so here we go. Sitting in my garage here. This is my workshop. So yeah, she barely fits in there. But so yeah, here's the engine. It's the Aeromomentum AM15 lowercase h. It means low profile. It's not the high horsepower edition. It's 117 horsepower on paper. In real life, it'll probably be a little bit more. So yeah, it is fuel injected. You got 4 injectors right here, fuel regulator right here. I have my fuel return sensor there. It's a Red Cube FT60 standard. People use them on the jabs and AeroVs and all kinds of stuff. It does use an O2 sensor, which is underneath, practically for leaning purposes. However, if it fails, it goes to full rich. That's my understanding. I have my own coolant sensor down here that I still need to wire up a ground for, but it does have a standard factory coolant sensor. Fuel pressure for the Garmin system. Map pressure for the Garmin as well. And then this vacuum hose is for the fuel regulator that you saw over here, up there. Everything else is pretty self-contained. The coolant system involves major hose to the radiator there, comes back out into the thermostat, runs through the block, and then there's a water cooler that is belt driven on the other side. There is a flywheel up here. I know others have asked, how are you running it without a prop? You can run this without the prop. Obviously, it's better to have a load on the engine, so I'm not going to run it that long without the prop. We're just waiting for it to come in from the Czech Republic. This is a K&N air filter. Goes right into intake manifold. Spreads apart evenly. I really like it. Very evenly distributed. There's your 65 amp alternator, also belt driven there. The fuel pumps I mounted down here. Don't mind the wiring. I do have to wire it up a little bit different, a little bit neater rather. I'm going to also, that fuel filter is going to be attached with stainless steel clamps rather than zip ties, but I am using the grip ties. Big fan of those. They have the rubber underneath the zip tie. It's a really cool system. Anyway, this is my wiring bus essentially. My battery is there. It is a PC 680. It's not a EarthX or anything like that, and gives plenty of cranking power. I could probably go lighter with the EarthX, but just haven't done it yet. And then these are my ammeters. One's for the alternator load and the other's for the battery load. So pretty straightforward. My fuel return is currently temporary, going into the top of the tank through the filler. I plan on putting a fuel return hose through the firewall shortly. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Been a little busy. Man, oh man, does she look good. So yeah, I just figured I'd go over a little bit more in detail how I do it. I am putting, somebody asked about it, I did put a little small 5-inch fan here that just turns on when the contactor is running. It's not thermostat driven, and it's primarily just to give it extra cooling since I don't have the big fan in the front that's currently back ordered. So that may be temporary, although I've been told that it does run hot on the ground, so maybe I'll keep it, we'll see. Anyway, this is my panel. It's a Garmin single G3X screen with the iPad. Switch panel is pretty straightforward. Lighting on the top, engine controls on the bottom. To start the engine is very, very simple on this. It's literally as simple as turning the master on. Give it a little bit of light there. We'll wait for the system to boot up. But to start the engine, it's ECU on, fuel pump primary on. See? I didn't even follow my own checklist. Stand by. I'm going to put the fuel on because I never turned on the fuel valve, so that's why I heard the little grind noise. Much better. So let's see. Our fuel pressure is at 46 psi. Volts are a little low. I never charged the battery. I should. Let's start her up. Alternator on. ECU on. Primary fuel pump on. Let's start her up. Wow. It's just that simple. Let's check out the readings here. Volts are up to 12.7, 12.8. They're coming up. Alternator is putting out 23 amps. We'll give it a little bit of gas here. You see those volts are coming right up. 14.1, 14.2. Temperature is 83 degrees, 84 and slowly climbing. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Anyway, if you have any questions, pretty loud. Sorry. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment or a text.